So to start things off, I wanted to just, for everyone who's joined us, clarify what we're talking about when we talk about the Iowa caucuses. Every 4 years, there's this spike in attention towards the caucuses. And I think a lot of Americans, and for our international audience that's tuning in, are sort of might not know how this process works. So I want to turn it over to Sara. Can you explain, just on Monday night when Republicans in Iowa gather, what are we likely to see? How does this process work?
Okay, so what's going to happen is that the people who are going to participate in the caucus will show up. There will be pre-printed forms of all registered party members. And so if you're already registered with the party, then you sign in. If you're not registered, you can register on Monday for that to participate in the caucus. If you're going to turn 18 by the election, you can participate as a 17-year-old. And then once you sign in, you go into a designated room. Usually the caucuses are at, libraries, schools, rec centers, gyms, things like that. And so then you go and wait. And then essentially there's a chair that's been appointed by a county party official as a temporary chair. And so they bring the caucus to order, and then they will vote on a chair and a secretary for usually the person that's been appointed temporarily. And then they will have a chance at that point to start discussing the candidates. And so those in attendance can give a short speech on behalf of their candidates if they want. And then they will pass out, it could be blank pieces of paper, or they could have pre-printed paper with the names of the candidates and then a write-in place on that piece of paper. And so then following the speeches, the participants write down their preferred person on the piece of paper, and then the chair of the precinct collects the ballots, and then the chair and secretary count them, and then they report that the numbers to the state party. And then once those numbers are reported, then the caucus returns to its business of electing delegates. So there's essentially 4 levels: precinct, county, congressional district, and state. And so the local precincts will elect people to represent the precinct at the next level. And then they also can discuss party platform issues. So if there's issues that voters want the party to consider, then they can have a discussion. And so all of this takes usually about an hour or an hour to an hour and a half, something like that.
Thank you.